Hello, this is my second attempt of actually recording this because the first attempt went absolutely horribly because I was dumb and never put my settings onto borderless window mode, so XSplit wouldn't actually record the game itself. Basically, I've been thinking lately about doing another one recordings. Like you may remember, I did a Skarner one a few months ago, which didn't turn out too greatly entirely because of the horrible quality on it. And also, it was just not that great, really. I wasn't particularly proud of it. I did well in the game, but it wasn't really a good video as such. So I'm going to give this another shot. And I've decided to do it for pretty much my favourite champion, Volibear. Now, I see Volibear picked... He got a lot of picking time a few months ago, back when he was sort of flavour of the month. He sort of died down since because he got a nerf on his chasing ability, which was his Q. And for some reason, that's just made him completely fall off the map. However, I'm still of the belief that Volibear is single-handedly the best, and I mean, I'm seriously the best early game playmaker of any jungler in League. Now, for runes and masteries for Volibear, let me just go over them for a minute. Here's my pretty little profile, my pretty golden border. As you can see here, I've got 42 games as Volibear in ranked. Give me a moment. I actually maintain a 69% win rate as Volibear in ranked, so it shows that I know my stuff. Runes. Right. For runes, I run gritted quintessences of movement speed to basically boost his ganking capabilities and his mobility capabilities. Volibear doesn't have a direct gap closer, like say Xin Zhao's E, Malphite's ultimate, Nautilus's Q, the entirety of Sejuani's kit, the entirety of Amumu's kit also. He is entirely reliant on his movement speed. So I get these to just make my life a little bit easier there. I go attack speed reds also to basically quicker clear times. It means I get frenzy up a lot quicker also, which is Volibear's execute. Also, it can be very useful for like a sort of miniature smite, if you will, if your smite isn't up at the time. And then standard defensive runes runes with armor seals and magic resist per level blues. Now, masteries. I've got a lot of fucking mastery pages. Give me a moment, I'll find them eventually. Bears, that's the one. I also use this for Udyr. Now I go 0921. I get points in Summon Resolve, Durability, Tough Skin, Bladed Armor, and Veteran Scars from Defensive Tree. This is basically for higher health, reflected damage, lower damage from creeps, and also I get the 10 gold per smite. In utility, I go Summoners Insight, so I can flash more often. I can just flash more often to help my engages. Wanderer for bonus movement speed outside of combat. Improve recoil is just a throwaway point. I mean, it doesn't really do much, but it's nice to have nonetheless. Bonus mana. 2 points in vampirism to make it sustain better in the jungle. Runic affinity in order to just boost my buffs, the time of my buffs. I go Biscuiteer so I can get the biscuit in the jungle because it's a free health pot, a free health and mana pot for that. I get the Explorer, but I don't believe I actually have it in this game for one reason or another. I get awareness for bonus experience points because I'm going to be ganking loads as Volibear, or counter ganking loads. I won't actually be spending much time farming the jungle. If I see an open lane as Volibear, I gank for it, because with Volibear you have to be that aggressive early on, because that's what all of his strength is. He's an early game champion that scales into late game if you do well early game. I get intelligence for cooldown reduction to just be able to gank more often. And I go nimble for the 3% movement speed increase. Just like I said earlier, mobility on Volibear is pretty much a necessity. Now, let's go over the game itself. On my team, we have an Annie, a Warwick, a Misfortune, me, Volibear, Leona, The team comp's alright. We've got a good amount of AoE with the Leona Misfortune. We got a good single target, and the Annie for now. We got good single target with Warwick, and Volibear's a mixture of both. His ultimate's like really good AoE damage in a team fight, but he's best suited for mowing down carries with his bite, with his fling, etc. On their team's actually a lot better than ours in terms of composition. They've got a Twisted Fate, a Lulu, a Malphite, a Xin Zhao, and a Caitlyn. Now, by all intents and purposes, their team is actually a better composition, because both of our teams are reliant on all-ins, but they've got the Twisted Fate for the global presence, and also the consistent pushing, the amount of pushing that guy does. Lulu's like probably the best support in a team fight, because of her, like, you know, she's got ridiculous kiting capability. She can disable or carry for a few seconds. She's got a nice little shield, and her ultimate is one of the best ultimates in the game. In case you can't remember her ultimate, Lulu's ultimate basically increases the size of her target ally whilst increasing their health by quite a fair amount, and also granting them a slow aura around them, which is really good when combined with Malphite or Xin Zhao, who are two of the best initiators in the game. Caitlyn is probably the safest AD carry in the game, also due to her long range and her poking capabilities. Now, let's actually start this. I'm going to move the camera over to me and go. If you give me a moment. Right. I wanted to start a red buff because this sort of path in with Volibear, I wanted to go for a top gank first. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll go red first, and then go up to blue, and then go top lane, because it's a really streamlined jungle path to get to top lane. I don't have to fanny about going blue, red, then to top. However, like, the enemy team just invades quite massively at that, and it's quite scary. They don't actually get anything from it. They put my passive, which is a pain in the ass, but for some reason, they don't actually go for my red buff. They just go back, which is where they messed up early on. They could have shut me out of this really quickly. Like my ganking capabilities, they go for their blue, I go for my blue. Right, you can see the lifesteal takes into effect a little bit there. I've got, oh, for Christ's sake, I've got a little potion also to make my life easier. A pop potion to make my life easier. I start off with Frenzy just to get the guaranteed smite, and for some reason it keeps on going over the fucking directed camera. What the hell? There we go, that's better. Right, go for my red buff, just to get myself that slow. It's just general jungle path, really. Speed it up a little bit. Right, so bot lane, I need to go first, suppose. Bot lane, there's a ganker capability. They push Caitlyn out of lane. I flash flip her. Let me just slow this down a little bit. They do, right, flash flip her. Somehow, Annie died. I wasn't actually watching that. Xin Zhao flashes over the wall and escapes. But we got the first blood, and we got an additional kill, and a kill on Volibear is a big deal because it allows him to scale into late game. Now, Lulu, being the ever-wise support that she is, chases after our MF, which could have been deadly. Xin Zhao jumps in, kills the Leona. They see we're both on low health, but my passive is up. My passive is up again, so they Lulu rather dumbly chases in on me. Because she's got the ward there, she thinks it's sorted. But no, I've got my slow up, I've got my flip up. Misfortune can attack safely from over there. I've got my bite, I've got my red buff. Like, Lulu's gone. Lulu is so dead. Or not. I know I get a kill here. Passive pops. Twisted Fate stays in too long. Now, when Volibear's passive is there, you are not going to be able to kill him. At least early on, unless you got an Ignite. Because the amount of health you get from it is quite significant. That's a second kill for me. Now I just speed up again. I just do some general jungling. I hit level 4. I go back and I buy myself Spirit Stone, Boots of Speed for movement speed, and a Ruby Crystal to build into Spirit of the Elder Golem, Ancient Golem. Speed forwards again. I just do a bit more jungling. I counter gank Xin Zhao, score a kill, Vol for Annie at least. And I come down bot lane because they're being quite aggressive at the time. Apparently it was warded, huh? Lulu stays around too long, gets slow, gets flipped, and she doesn't have a flash up anymore, so that's a free kill. Stick around for a little bit longer. I head back into my jungle to farm up a little bit. Because there's, if I stick around there, so try and get Caitlyn. That'd be a bit too much time wasted. Right, Xin Zhao was going to go for a gank on mid, but Annie went B. Warwick scores a kill at top. I donate my blue buff to Annie. I just continue jungling a little bit. I'm trying to hit level 6, because when Volibear hits level 6, he gets a massive spike of power for his through his ultimate. His damage goes up massively. You know, just get myself the red buff. And, right. Xin Zhao is preparing for a gank on Annie. This isn't warded. He doesn't know I'm there. And Annie's got her stun up. Stun's Twisted Fate. I go in on Xin Zhao. Annie gets the kill. I flash over because there's no Twisted Fate there. It's a free kill for me. I've got my passive up also, and I have my ult up. There's no way Xin Zhao could have killed me. Caitlyn stays around to try and get a kill, but really no idea, because me and Annie are quite dangerous at this point. I got my bite up, free kill. Lulu must have been following MF or something, and just stays a bit passive. I'm going B again. Get myself Spirits of the Ancient Golem for tankiness and the cooldown reduction. I get myself another Ruby Crystal to build into lock it to the Iron Solari, because we're a very heavy engaged team. So the shields in the team fights will be an enormous bonus for all of us. Let's flip back over to Volley. I'm just doing my jungle path as always. Just continue on with that. Just get a ward on Dragon. We're switched over again for no reason whatsoever. Right, now this is a pretty dumb play by me. The MF kill, the Caitlyn kill, that's great. That really is great. It helps me get fed, helps our carriers get fed. And I believe I stick around for too long at this point, because I think we get a kill on Lulu. Oh no, I just go for Dragon. That happens later on. Spoilers. Free Dragon at this point, there's no contestant, there's no wards, they can't see. Passive up, I'll be able to tank that like a motherfucker. Just go on my jungle path again. At this point, we've more or less already won the game. We're 12-2. I'm 5-0-2. This is pretty much GG. Right, Twisted Fate's going to help got bot lane gank. I stick around, maybe I can get a free kill from this. I actually dive. I die very stupidly. I die. It's my only death all game. I probably could have got all three of those without dying if I just tanked tower too long. The team's just putting some harass on. Warwick is absolutely beast in his lane. Like if you want to be good, if you want to pick someone against Malphite, Warwick, he does entirely magic damage. He does a little bit of physical also, but you mostly take him for the magic damage. His ultimate's up every 40 seconds or so. It's a really good character in my opinion. Right. Just go around jungle path again, get the Annie the blue buff, because that's what, if there's ever a buff up, don't waste time, grab it, because if the enemy takes it, you're screwed. Also, Xin Zhao just ganked, so I was like, oh, screw the small minions, I gotta get myself kills. So I managed to kill Malphite, and I believe I get the kill on this dude also. I can tank the tower so easily, and yep, another kill. So now I'm 8-1-4. Push the lane because I want to deny Malphite as much experience as possible. Warwick comes back, we get the tower. Now I place wards around so I can get the enemy red buff. Place the wards there just in case Xin Zhao comes out of nowhere and tries to smite air, but he won't be able to. It's just good to be safe though. Twisted Fate comes up. No, doesn't do anything because he can see me. He's teleporting top, right? Give me a second, let me just ultra slow this down to show you what happens, right? Warwick's in trouble. Right, I pop my armor instantly so I can get the AoE damage on Twisted and Malphite. So my bite's up, I get the kill on Malphite. He's trying to get away, so I auto-attack the minions. Auto-attack the minions means I get the Chain Lightning procs. And this means it's just me and Twisted Fate alone. Xin Zhao comes in, but I've got my passive up. I've got my ultimate up. I'm fed as hell, and my frenzy's nearly up, and once my frenzy's up, he can't do anything to me. He charges in because he thinks he can get the kill. My frenzy's maxed out. He's not going to survive that. He shouldn't have stayed there, and I scored the triple kill, effectively a 1v3 triple kill. I go back, I get myself Locket the Ancillary, boots, level 2 boots, and another Kindle Gem. It's going to build that Kindle Gem into a Spirit Visage just to help with Volley's passive, really. General jungling again. Probably should have got Dragon at that point, but we're so far ahead at this point. I just want to get as many kills as possible to try and force everything. A little bit of a team fight there, just really just fling out a position, bite people. It's a pretty simple team fight. I go for the Dragon now. I'm ultra tanky. Passive just popped. Dragon can't kill me. We've got Tibbers there also for the AoE damage. We've got the nice little bit of damage from Annie. I'm double buffed. It's a quick Dragon. So I just go forth again. My Mighty March. Bit of jungle. Oh, no, I just skipped the jungle entirely. Malphite comes in. I can fight all of them now. There's not much they can do. I escape on so low health. But yeah, I could take on, there's 4 of them there. I was just soaking up everything they had. So they popped cooldowns on me. And that means that carry's just got free reign. I'm 12-1-7 at this point. It's pretty difficult to get to the jungle. It's pretty difficult to get to the jungle at this point when you've got such a limited gold income. If you're just aggressive on Volibear, this is more than impossible. We're getting close to the end of the game now. Right. Really, it's just a pushing game. I'm trying to find any opening possible, but it's pretty difficult because they're just being ultra passive. They just want to clear the minions as much as they possibly can. Miss Fortune's just trying to split push up a pressure elsewhere. Warwick's just counter jungling. I'm counter jungling also. They 3 of them try to come in on me. You cannot catch a Volibear. He's got an AoE slow and he's got a movement speed buff. You're not going to catch that unless you got some instantaneous gap closer, or if you're Udyr. It's very, very difficult to catch a bear. Warwick just scores another kill on an overextended Lulu. We're 29-7. We're 12k up in gold. They have 1 tower, we have 5. There's not much they can do. Also, Xin Zhao's building like a donut. See if open initiation trance. I just go absolutely ape shit on them. Got my ultimate up. I was using my pass. I was using the auto attacks on the minions in order to get the chain lightning procs. Pushing the lanes down now. It's more or less GG. They can't do a single thing. Even if they respawn, I'm just too tanky. Warwick's too tanky. We got loads of CC from Annie. Miss Fortune and Leona are a little bit dangerously low, but it's over at this point, and they surrender. But yeah, overall, Volibear is a great champion. He has loads and loads of utility. His damage is actually on the high side of junglers, but he is risky in that he's really, really strong early game, but you have to keep that momentum going. If you don't keep that momentum going, Volibear will just fall off. I mean, literally crash and burn. But if you can get that momentum going, you will just steamroll the entire game, because you're one of the tankiest heroes in the game, and you've got quite a bit of damage also. It's very similar to Mundo in that respect. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and hope you might have learned a thing about Volibear. If you guys try out Volibear, try out my Runes and Mastery sets. Just try to be aggressive as all hell. Volibear is ultra gold efficient also, so even if you do fall behind, just build cheap support items, and Volibear will still be at least somewhat effective. He won't be able to steamroll the game, but he still makes for a fantastic AD carry peeler. If their freaking tanks jump on your AD carry, flip them away, slow them away, lightning claws their ass up. If they're low health, bite the motherfuckers. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed. How do I turn this off now? Excellent. Goodbye. Oh, come on.